In the world of nursing, we're always looking for ways to make patient care better, but how we do that can actually follow two very different paths. Today, we're going to break down problem-solving versus research. They might sound kind of similar, but trust me, their goals and how they work are worlds apart.
So just imagine this for a second. You're a nurse, you're on a busy ward, and you just keep seeing the same issue cropping up over and over again. Maybe it's a snag in communication when shifts change, or a recurring delay with certain medications. What do? Well, this is that exact moment where our two paths start to split.
The very first question you have to ask is, are we looking for a fast, practical fix for this ward right now? Or are we trying to figure out something bigger, a deeper truth that could change how we all do things? That right there is the core difference between just solving a problem and actually conducting research. Okay, so let's dig in, starting with that immediate fix.
First up, we've got the problem-solving method. Honestly, you can think of this as the rapid response team for any clinical challenge. It is all about finding a workable solution for a specific, immediate problem.
So, what does that really mean? Well, problem-solving is about finding the best possible answer for a particular challenge with the resources and conditions you have right now. It's not about discovering some universal truth. It's about fixing what's broken right in front of you, whether it's an issue for one patient or a logistical headache for your whole unit.
And it's not just guesswork, right? It follows a really logical, step-by-step path. First, you pinpoint the exact problem. Let's say you're running short on PPE. Then you analyze why. You brainstorm and evaluate a few solutions, like maybe rationing or finding a new supplier. You pick the best one and you put it into action. See? It's a direct, focused approach designed to get things running smoothly again, fast.
And what's the fuel for this whole process? Well, it's less about strict scientific rules and way more about being practical and creative. You're drawing on your own experience, the opinions of other experts on the floor, and whatever data you can get your hands on quickly. There's no need for super rigorous controls because the goal isn't a scientific breakthrough, it's a solution that works.
Okay, so let's switch gears and look at our second path, the nursing research process. If problem-solving is about fixing the here and now, research is about building the entire future of nursing by generating brand new knowledge.
So nursing research is a systematic scientific process that's designed to develop evidence you can actually trust. It's not just about finding an answer, it's about finding an answer that's reliable, that's valid, and that can be used to inform care way beyond just one single hospital or one single situation.
And as you can see here, research isn't just a straight line. It's this really rigorous cycle. It starts with a problem, which leads you to review all the existing literature. From there, you develop a hypothesis, you design a study, you collect and analyze your data, and then, finally, you share what you found. And the cool part is, that whole process can spark new questions, starting the cycle all over again.
We can actually break this big cycle down into 5 main phases. It all kicks off with a conceptual phase. That's where you identify the problem. Then comes all the careful design and planning. After that, you get into the empirical phase, which is just a fancy way of saying data collection. Then you analyze all that data, and finally, you share your findings with everybody else. Each and every step requires incredibly careful, systematic work.
All right, so we've looked at both of these paths. Now let's put them right next to each other to really make the differences pop. This is where it all becomes crystal clear.
You know, the biggest, most fundamental difference is the goal. Problem solving is tactical. It's looking for an immediate fix to a hands-on problem. Research, on the other hand, is strategic. Its goal is way bigger. It's about generating brand new knowledge, testing theories, and really building the scientific foundation of our profession.
Let's break this down even more. Look at generalizability. A quick problem-solving fix is usually just for one situation, right? But research, you want findings you can apply broadly. And notice the rigor. Research is super systematic and controls variables, while problem-solving is much more flexible. Now here's a huge one, ethics. Formal research absolutely requires informed consent. That's not typically part of a quick problem-solving huddle. And of course, the time frame. We're talking days or weeks for a solution versus months or even years for a research study.
So you see, the main point is this. It all boils down to 2 key things, rigor and purpose. Is the purpose to fix a specific issue quickly and practically? Or is it to rigorously create new, universal knowledge for the whole profession?
And when we say rigor, this is what we're talking about. Take a look at this sample data from a real study on patients with COPD.
This isn't just a casual observation. It's the systematic collection of very specific data points like FEV1, which measures lung function, or detailed info on medication use. This data then gets analyzed statistically to find real significant differences. This is how research creates solid evidence you can actually trust and build on.
Let me put it another way. The outcome of problem solving might fix an issue for one patient or on one ward. That's great. But the findings from a well-done research study, they have the power to change how all nurses care for all similar patients everywhere. The scope is just completely different. So, does this mean these two approaches are in competition? No way, not at all. In fact, they're two essential sides of the very same coin, and they are both working toward that ultimate goal, better care for our patients.
At their core, both of these processes start from the exact same place. It's a nurse, or a manager, or an educator looking at a situation and thinking, you know what, this could be better. Both are powered by that gap between the reality of what is and the ideal of what should be.
And this quote from the American Nurses Association just drives the point home perfectly. Research isn't just some academic thing we do on the side. It is the engine of evidence-based practice. It's the very tool we use to make sure we're providing the absolute best care we can across the entire healthcare system.
So here it is, the key takeaway. We need both. We absolutely do. Problem solving is essential for handling the daily, urgent stuff that pops up in our practice. It keeps the wheels turning today. But research? That's what builds the foundation for excellence. It creates the evidence that's going to define the best practices of tomorrow. So I'll leave you with this question. That frustrating, recurring little problem you see in your own work. You know the one you've been putting a Band-Aid on for months. Could that actually be the seed for the next huge nursing research breakthrough? Something to think about.